Oh, yeah. But you were not at the selection process. See, I didn't come here to do all these teachers and talking. I'm here to run a business, okay? Oh, yeah, driver. You can go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Are you sure about them? I think Mr. Gila has a lot of explaining to do. He has a lot of explanations to give. Not be following you. Nonsense. After all the money you don't collect for my. Look at them. I will need that. No. Hey, you can do anything that makes you happy. Oh, she's cool. Oh, yeah, Gary. That's how my friend started to learn how to drive, and she no carry me. I beg you, not part of this emotional blackmailing. You bike and not teach her to drive. You teach me. I don't know say my friend sure. But you see, the same me, I don't teach for free. You go pay my money. Anything about my money. What do you have with money? You let me say they don't carry stage, they stay sweat for you. Not talk about yourself. At least I love money. You shifty. Come. Why you gonna drive like this? What's happened? Why you drive your own person with the road? Move calm now. Now you are the think about it. My matter me the reason I make me the slow like this. Waiting here. I say they fear now. No, I may be good. Why you say they fear? I don't move car job. Nobody say they stop people for say they drive like old person. You call a job like this. I don't move car job. You go be collect my street. Step on it. Step on it. You be collect her. Step on it. And I don't like you know your voice. This life I can't give myself. I can't give myself. People when they job they pay attention to the road. Now you know they look at a great person. We don't pro max. Not be us. They talk about you whenever be like we now. Pro max. Ha, take that. I look road. Look road though. I don't talk my own.
Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ.
My people, give advice. If people don't listen, let adversity teach them.
Mr. Lori, this is not exactly our fault. Our school got ready for the match and everything before these circumstances.
But they should have informed us ahead of time.
We did send a message.
We didn't receive any such message.
We didn't at all. But Mr.
You have to start making arrangements for her replacement.
That don't go along. Some people lack human feelings.
What did I say?
I was just thinking.
Look, whether you do it now or later,
What's different? We just have to give some time. That is the way to behave. Oh God.
Gentlemen, how are you? I know you are prepared very hard to play against the Oja Community Primary School. But the thing is, we have a few things on ground. What's going on?
You are disrespecting the tradition of the land and you need to be punished.
We haven't done anything wrong.
You find out from Kabesi, now move it.
Powered by Glow.
Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Ọmọ onírẹsì ti dé, ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ti dá sánsán. Àṣàkẹ́ Alákẹ́, ọmọ onírẹsì ti dé. Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
In a third final in 20 years. Simply out of this world. Get a GoTV decoder, GoTenna, and 1 month max subscription for only 6,900 naira. Watch all the 64 games live from Qatar on GoTV Super.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch ATA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
There's just something about speed and simplicity, but that speed and simplicity can be deceiving when you get behind the wheel. 30-year-old Emily sent this text message to her husband: "I love you and I'll try to make you happy." Moments later, Emily was killed when her car slammed into the back of a tractor trailer. 18-year-old Midi was also texting when his car slammed into the back of a truck at 80 miles per hour. His final text was,
"Driving and Facebooking is not safe. Haha."
You probably think that this thing can happen to you. You are not alone. 55% of young adult drivers say that it is easy to text and drive. 3/4 of the same young adults feel that they are really good texting behind the wheels. Reality is, they are all delusional. That quick look at your phone takes longer than you think. 5 seconds are really long. Imagine you're driving on the road and someone suddenly covers your face for 5 quick seconds, like this. You will probably feel very lucky if it didn't crash. But you chose to take your sight off the road just like that anytime you're sending or reading a text. Texting and driving is fast becoming the leading.
Hello, thank you for joining us for another edition of Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. It's a pleasure to have you every Sunday. Now, some babies are born with conditions that may be as a result of genetic or non-genetic factors. It is usually a nightmare for parents, and many dread such conditions. For the Danjumas in Nasarawa State, whose baby was born with congenital disorder and associated disabilities, life has not been easy. Our reporter following the story has an update on their plight. Then, cleft lip and cleft palate are common birth defects. Most people with the condition face social rejection, stigma, and are even neglected due to lack of education and the appropriate information on treatment options that can make the child and even adults with such defects live healthy and normal lives. Are you aware that treatment of cleft is free in Nigeria? Yes, it is. Where and how? Stay tuned for details on this. And we have festivals on our lineup that project some of our rich cultures. Have you heard of the Kabawa River Festival in Benin Kebbi? What of the unique boat craft of the Bayelsa people? Great features you shouldn't miss, plus why Atlanta City Council in the United States of America is setting aside October 1st to celebrate Nigeria. Gripping lineup, I dare say. But first, the news segment, and Elizabeth Omori. Can't wait for me to hand over to her. Hello, Lizzie.
Jennifer, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. President Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja for South Korea to participate in the first World Bio Summit in Seoul. The summit, jointly organized by the Republic of Korea and the World Health Organization, is looking at the future of vaccine and biohealth. Nigeria will be at the Seoul Summit with 5 other African countries selected by the World Health Organization and the EU during the last EU-Africa Summit in Belgium. Also expected to feature at the World Bio Summit are chief executives of global vaccine and biologics companies who will share and ship ideas on the future of vaccines and biohealth. The organizers say global health security profoundly depends on innovation and development in the bio-industry. The summit is therefore part of deliberate attempts to launch international efforts on the nature of creativity and innovation required to contain any future health pandemic. President Buhari is expected to deliver Nigeria's national statement at the summit and thereafter hold bilateral talks with President Yoon Suk Yeol of the Republic of Korea. And in China, President Xi Jinping has been elected for a third 5-year term as General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party. During the 20th Congress of the Communist Party, the Chinese president said the world needs China, just as his country cannot develop without the world, adding that after more than 40 years of persistent efforts towards reform, China has gained rapid economic development and long-term social stability. The new committee of the party has 205 members, with women making up only 5.36% of the total. Now, back home, the federal government has evacuated 542 stranded Nigerians in the United Arab Emirates. They arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on board Max Air Sunday morning. Ilyasu Yakubu reports.
The evacuees consisted of 79 males and 460 females and 3 infants. The evacuation was coordinated by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Diaspora Commission, NAPTIP, and Refugee Commission. On arrival, the returnees were screened by the health officials, profiled by various relevant agencies, and cleared by the Nigerian Immigration Service before giving a token of $100 as transport fare by NEMA before leaving the airport.
In Dubai, I worked as a waitress. So after working for 6 months, I lost my job. I got other job opportunities in other companies, but they refuse us employment visa.
And the way they'll talk to you before you leave your country is very different from the one you meet there. The life there is very hard.
Please kindly advise others that are planning to travel. Let them know that there is no place like home.
You have gone out there You have seen what is there. You have seen the condition that is there. It is not better than Nigeria. I am 100% sure of that. There is future in Nigeria.
This evacuation is one out of many series of evacuations of stranded Nigerians from across the world by the federal government. In Abuja, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Indeed, there's no place like home. Nigeria's unity in diversity is an invaluable asset every Nigerian needs to guard jealously, irrespective of cultural and ethnic affiliations. This was the position of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, during a meeting with his kith and kin from Adamawa State under the aegis of the Huba Development Association, Abuja. Mitari Ikme tells us more.
Cultural display by Hoba indigenes in Abuja, creating a feeling of home away from home. They hail from Hong local government area of Adamawa State. With a rich history and tradition, the mountainous community has produced many distinguished public servants and eminent Nigerians. One of them is the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who uses this forum to admonish his people and indeed Nigerians on the need to cherish education.
And I don't want us to lose that, because this is what is keeping us where we are. And that is what is going to inform the future trajectory of our community. How many of our people are skilled? How many of our people are properly empowered for the generation of enterprise, business, and wealth?
The growing influence of the Hoba Development Association Abuja is encouraging a bond with friends and associates from other cultures.
I am a member of this community, and a proud one at that.
The Hoba community may be a small one, but certainly a highly blessed community, full of warriors, heroes, heroines, full of personalities who are very successful in various sectors of the economy.
They have also been contributing to the peace, unity, and progress of the state. Really is a community that you need to identify with them, because if the Hoba people succeed, it's Adamawa that is succeeding.
To facilitate socio-economic development of its members, the Hoba Development Association is planning and mobilizing resources to build a befitting edifice in the nation's capital that will be a rallying point for its socio-cultural activities and programs. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikwe, NTA News.
And the people of Eleme Kingdom have rolled out the drums in appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for conferring on their illustrious son, the Honor and Insha the 10th, His Royal Highness King Apollos II, with the prestigious honor of Officer of the Republic, Federal Republic OFR. Ijoma Ugoke reports that the culture and tradition of Eleme took center stage in recognition of his achievements that resulted in the unprecedented feats.
That royal entrance of King Apollos II, accompanied by the Nigerian Council of Chiefs to the King's Court, set the tone for the celebration. The elected king, who could not hold back his joy for the honor done him, danced to the tune of the popular Buga song. The Onechie X, having returned home with a prestigious award, was conferred with a traditional title which involves slaughtering of a native cow and sprinkling of the blood on his feet. This, according to Eleme tradition, signifies that His Royal Highness King Apollos II is an exceptional achiever and a great king who has brought honor to Eleme land.
Eleme man and traditional ruler is being recognized among the 430-something members of the beneficiary of the award. So in our tradition, the sense of mark of honor to me, they celebrate to kill this native bull and spread the blood on my feet, that there is feet strong on the ground. May you continue waxing, getting space on limitation movement.
This noble achievement, described by the people as a first of its kind in Eleme, gave rise to the grand reception to thank President Muhammadu Buhari for finding their king worthy of the honor of Officer of the Federal Republic.
he has pushed himself outside this region, the other regions, uniting everybody.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has done much. We appreciate it. King Apollos Chu thanked the Eleme Council of Chiefs, women, youths, friends and well-wishers who came out in their numbers to celebrate him and the kingdom for achieving this feat. King Apollos Chu received the prestigious award of Officer of the Federal Republic, OFR, alongside other notable Nigerians from President Muhammadu Buhari on October 11, 2022. From Eleme, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
In other news, a PSP truck belonging to the Lagos State Waste Management Agency, which plunged into the lagoon along the 3rd Mainland Bridge, has been recovered. Adeni Taiwo reports that the recovery operation, which lasted about 2 hours, led to gridlock on the bridge. That report will come subsequently. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has pledged to work vigorously towards reviving the industrial fortunes of Kano. This was at a dinner in his honor organized by the Kano business community. Abdullahi Mustafa has more.
Part of the country, in our politics, Kano is a gateway.
This is the first interactive session the APC presidential flag bearer is having with relevant stakeholders during his 3-day visit to Kano. It is preparatory to a mega rally coming up at a later date. The dinner was used by the business community to present their concerns and demands. Mr. Tinubu assured that economic rejuvenation is key in his agenda and their recommendations will form part of his policy implementation strategies.
Can you create 6 economic centers and leave Kano behind? No, it's not possible. It won't be successful.
He also sympathized with Kantunkwari traders and other people affected by this year's flood disaster and announced a donation of 100 million naira. Governor Abdullah Umar Ganduje told the presidential candidate that Kano is an APC stronghold and the party will enjoy voters' mass support. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, supporters of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and governorship candidates in Delta State Ovi Omo Agege embarked on a 1 million man march in solidarity ahead of the 2023 general elections. Tessie Coker covered the exercise in Warri.
It was a huge crowd of supporters at the oil city of Warri. They are here in their numbers to pledge their support for Tinubu and Omo Agege. Like a carnival of sorts, they occupy the major streets in the city. The participants say they are sending a strong message to those who believe the APC has no political structure to win elections in Delta State come 2023.
They have said that mentioned that there's no APC in Delta State, and you can see the mammoth crowd all over the place because they have seen the antecedent that from 2023 they will display their love for Nigerians by voting Tinubu, and they will display their love for Delta State.
Music in its full blare, the group marched through major streets displaying placards with messages relating to the 2023 general elections. Their destination is the Petroleum Training Institute Center, where the organizers address the crowd.
We are here on our own volition. Nobody convinces us. Once a candidate has been made, in fact, it is the responsibility of anybody to choose any style within the confines of the law to work for him. So this 1 million man march is voluntary activity, and this is just testing the microphone. It's not a borrow crowd. We did not borrow any crowd.
We want a new government. We want a new Delta. We want to build from where the others have stopped.
They are hoping to mobilize more people to come out and vote for APC as Asaba, Delta State capital, is next to host the rally. In Warri, Tessie Coker, NTA News.
And it's time to take our first break. The news continues shortly.
One of the reasons why I started Munira, I wanted to make people feel good about what they wear. I lost my dad in 2008.
The day when the man died, I don't want to remember. School fees come, the adults. Please, no call go for me too.
My journey with MTN started in 2014. I remember the night I told my mom I had gotten the scholarship. It was midnight. I went to the room, I woke her up and I said, I've gotten a scholarship.
So happy. Neighbor week.
The tagline for the YEDP program was "Turn it up." The funding has helped me turn my dream on. My ambition is to be successful, impact lives, and generally just make people happy.
It's your money, you don't need to worry. Them no go fit to scam you, and you don't need it. Any transaction you go fit to perform. You don't even need smartphone, no. You don't need it. Great skin I wallet, check your balance, transfer money. Service you need, you can bank on it. Yes, you can. Just take your phone and press. In the village, in the city, anywhere where you do. They sell a car. Any job where you get it, just know say yes you can. You can bank on it. Tell ya a little sorry, more things are be sorry. No carry last oh. Bank on it.
Same Naira, more possibilities.
We are the company that is standing out in printing. We are Abestef Global Inc., your one-stop shop for printing from scratch to finish. Our services include outdoor advertising, billboards nationwide, signages, LED and LCD, car branding, large format printing, direct imaging on textiles, corporate gift items, award engraving, digital and offset printing, security printing. What's more, we offer a full campaign package. Visit us today and turn your imaginations to reality. Head office number 6 and 9, Lafia Close, opposite UBA, Area 8, Gariki, Abuja. Branch office, Mog Shopping Mall, opposite UTC Shopping Complex, Area 10, Gariki, Abuja. Telephone 0806 7346 328. www.abestef.com for more. Abestef Global Inc., the largest digital company you can bank on for timely delivery.
Listen to this message from NAFDAC.
The federal government, as we are all aware, has banned the importation of tomato paste. That includes also the sale of it because it is prohibited. You are not allowed to sell.
We went to supermarkets. After our surveillance, we discovered that some of these supermarkets, they are selling unregistered tomato paste because we know that some people, they are importing this tomato paste into the country, which is not allowed.
Don't patronize the imported ones because of the health, imperatives. Because you have situation where some of these people, we are not even sure whether they are the actual tomato from the farm. We are not even sure of that.
Many people, when I don't hear true talk from NAFDAC, don't take your hand by with a kilo. I made the Nigeria tomato with 100% natural. Make you eat better, live better life.
The Nigeria, Antigua and Barbuda Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with Airfield Travels and the government of Antigua, invites you to a 5-day tour of paradise on Earth, a twin island with vast opportunities. Come fly with us to Antigua and Barbuda, an island with 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. This trip offers you government to business and business to business connections, in addition to fun and access to 11 countries, including the UK and Canada. It is one of the world's most desirable destinations for tourism, business and investment. It is visa on arrival. Come and have a piece of paradise. Departure is 31st of October 2022 from Lagos to return on the 6th of November 2022. Non-stop flight.
Come fly with us to Antigua and Barbuda.
For participation, contact Airfield Travels, Ogun Plaza, number 16 at Demola Adetukumbo Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja, on 0703-722-0861 or the Nigeria Antigua and Barbuda Chamber of Commerce, Nikon Plaza, on 0903-334-8847, 0704-026-8875, and +1 647-450-7257.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has appealed to the federal government and the international community to intervene in the current flood situation that has affected some parts of the country. The presidential hopeful was on a sympathy visit to Bayelsa State to assess the level of devastation. Fred Owefi reports.
The cries of Bayelsans have not gone unheard as the nation and indeed the international community are now well abreast with the situation of the flood which has taken the dimension of a disaster. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who was on a sympathy visit to the government and people of the state, encouraged and assured them that they are not alone in this trying time of their lives.
It is important that we remember those who are not everything to bear. That is why Nigerian, that's why I said we cannot continue to pay.
Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri called for partnership with the federal government for a lasting solution to the perennial flooding challenge in his state.
As I go around, Your Excellency, visiting my people, I can see the light that comes into them. I can see the inspiration that comes into them.
At the Osbo Lake Internal Displaced Persons Camp, flood victims were elated to see the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in company of the state governor to sympathize with them. Fred Owefi, NTA News.
804 houses built in Ngwanam village in Mafa local government by the United Nations Development Programme through the Regional Stabilization Facilities in collaboration with Borno State Government have been inaugurated and officially presented to beneficiaries. The inauguration, performed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, supported by Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, had in attendance representatives of UN agencies and donor partners. Mohammed Goni reports.
500 of the houses were built by the UNDP through the Regional Stabilization Facility with the support from donor partners such as German government, EU, Netherlands and Sweden, among others, while Borno State government built additional 304 to resettle about 8 settlements around Mapa. Each male beneficiary was presented with a bull and a cow, while every woman was given 2 she-goats and a he-goat as livelihood support, as well as 100,000 naira grant to each of them in addition to food items, mattresses, beddings and clothing materials.
Mr. President has promised that by the end of this administration in May next year, peace will be fully restored.
The government of Borno State is committed to ensuring that the remaining internally displaced persons camps that are living in the areas will be closed, inshallah, in the next 1 or 2 years.
As the co-chair of the steering committee of the Nigerian Wing of the Criminal Organization Facility, it is lacking to see the physical manifestation of how our discussion and facility guidance evolving as translated into.
There were goodwill messages from the head of EU delegation, German ambassador, UNDP country representative, deputy head of mission, Embassy of Sweden, first secretary, ECOWAS Lake Chad, Embassy of Netherlands, as well as executive secretary, Lake Chad Basin Commission, all pledging continued support to the recovery and stabilization efforts of Borno and the Lake Chad region. Yobe State Governor, represented by his deputy, Berde Gubana, Inspector General of Police, represented by Borno State Police Commissioner Abdu Umar, as well as the Theater Commander, Operation Hadinkai, Major General Christopher Musa, assured commitment to total peace and restoration of civil authorities in Maiduguri. Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Now let's take you back to Adeni Taiwo's report on the PSP truck that plunged into the lagoon in Lagos. Taiwo's report on the PSP
emergency operation involving Lagos State Waterways Agency, FRSC, and LASMA, with Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, in the lead. The PSP truck had plunged into the lagoon on October 19 after losing 2 of its tires, taking along with it 2 men who have been rescued. The arrival of this heavy-duty crane, along with other equipment, set the ball in motion for the recovery operation that involved 7 patrol boats and divers. After about 2 hours, the deflated tires of the PSP truck touched the ground again.
We will not compromise safety of life and properties in Lagos State. We will ensure that our waterways is safe.
Although the operation, dubbed Operation Catch the Shark, was designed to be seamless with much publicized temporary closure of the Third Mainland Bridge, many, including the likes of this traveler from Gombe State, were caught stranded in the ensuing gridlock.
Go and look at thousands of cars, that we have to trek like how many miles, almost from the beginning of the Third Mainland Bridge to this point. It's not everyone that is listening to radio station. It's not everyone that is, a lot of us are rushing to the airport.
With the successful recovery of the truck, the state has demonstrated improved capacity in marine emergency operations. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
The Chief Operating Officer of Star Times, Tunde Aino, has been elected member of the International Academy of Television, Arts and Sciences. This is coming a year after he was selected as one of the jurors for this year's International Emmy Awards. Tunde Aino, a broadcaster and filmmaker with over 26 years of experience in the entertainment industry, has produced several films such as The Rise of Ibinogun and Underbelly. Underbelly garnered 11 nominations at the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival, AMA and AFRIF. Others elected are John Momo, Femi Odugbemi, Moses Babatope, Tajuddin Adepetu, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, and Yinka Ogun. The Ebonyi State Police Command on Sunday says its operatives arrested commanders of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, and its security wing, the Eastern Security Network. Arms were also recovered. The suspects arrested are Namdi Ongwuta Obaji, State Commander No. 3, and a member of the outlawed group, Felix Ogudu. And next, some sporting stories.
More than 100 boarding athletes drawn from different parts of the country participated in a 2-day talent hunt program tagged Show What You've Got at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. The program, which is aimed at discovering and nurturing sports talents, featured 8 sports.
Try and invest in athletics or in sports, and you see the best you can see.
We are liking sport activities, and that is what normally keeps us busy. So if we can be able to be getting more sponsors like this, we'll be grateful.
In the meantime, Nigeria's under-17 women's football team, the Flamingos, have begun training ahead of Wednesday's semi-final encounter with Colombia at the 2022 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The coach Bankole Oluwokere-led side, who arrived at the Indian city of Goa on Saturday, are now intensifying preparations as they bid to make an unprecedented appearance in the tournament's final. Nigeria overcame USA on penalties to book a semi-final ticket, with Colombia edging out one of Africa's representatives, Tanzania. Elsewhere, Arsenal are still holding on to the top spot in the Premier League, despite a 1-0 draw with Southampton on Sunday. In other results, Aston Villa thrashed Brentford 4-0. Leicester City recorded a win of the same margin over Wolverhampton Wanderers, with Tottenham Hotspur losing 1-2 at home to Newcastle United. And finally, Nigeria's Taiwo Awoniyi says his goal against Liverpool will remain an indelible memory for him. The striker, who joined the Merseyside after Nigeria's 2013 Under-17 World Cup win, but failed to make a competitive appearance for the Reds, after a series of loan spells before leaving permanently in 2021, has revealed scoring against his former team couldn't have felt better.
For me, I'm always looking forward to the game against Liverpool because they brought me to football. They signed me when I was 18, and it was an emotional game for me.
Awoniyi's goal gave Nottingham Forest a famous 1-0 home win against Liverpool in the Premier League on Saturday. With sports update, Bade Adeleye, NT News.
Thank you, Buddy, for the updates. Now let's take a look at the weather picture for tomorrow, Monday.
Welcome. My name is Joyce Ogunleye with the weather forecast. The dryness being experienced over the north is expected to gradually affect the central region. And so we expect sunny and hazy atmosphere to persist across the northern region, with prospects of overnight into an early morning thunderstorms over parts of Taraba State. And this should also extend to parts of Benue, Nasarawa and Kogi State. But down south, we expect morning thunderstorms over the inland areas of the south and parts of the coastal belt. But by late afternoon hours, we expect more coverage of thunderstorms over most cities within the southern region, including some parts of the Mambila Plateau, and with slim prospects over the Federal Capital Territory and parts of Kogi and Benue State. Up next is the air quality forecast. Please join us again. Thank you for watching.
And that ends the news segment. Let's now go back to Jennifer in Lagos, who is standing by with some reports. Jennifer, are you ready?
Of course, we are ready. And you won't believe how I was praying that the weather forecast, they won't mention anything about rains because we don't need more rainfall now. Down for Newsline proper. We're starting with a story titled Reinventing Old Age. And I'm sure you're aware of a fashion trend in town. I mean, young people dyeing their hair in different colors. Now, Annie Daniels thought it was only for the younger generation until she came across a 70-year-old grandma who flaunts her dyed hair. You want to know why? Then let's listen to Annie.
Even in old age, they still remember the lyrics of these songs and their dance steps on point. Why won't they make the best of the day? With average age of a Nigerian put at 45.
I've been dancing for a long time. It's just a continuation. I'm being myself.
The youngest person here is 60 years old, with some still looking strong and few others weak. I watched in admiration as these old ones danced non-stop, what some of us can't do, for perhaps because of life's challenges, especially after retirement. My eyes caught this. Mama, did you see her hair?
If I see it on those girls' head, even I call them, where did you get it? So I like it because it makes me younger.
Who says age isn't just a number, so that even after retirement, you can still be productive.
I do poultry in a small way in my garden, and I have some dogs that I nurture.
This respondent makes a case for the weak ones amongst them.
Some children, they believe in their own. They don't believe in their parents. So what can you do for that?
There is a quick answer to that.
It's believed that the government-sponsored old people will do a better job.
The older adults are learning, taking up an instrument. The older adults that are even learning new languages. The older adults that are putting their hands together to learn crafts.
These Nigerians object to taking old persons away from their homes.
The people's homes, the people are homeless. Yes, I don't like that one. Because they can't treat you as you want.
An adult that's not been that's alone in the house that needs to take medication and has forgotten she needs to take medication. But in the care home, that doesn't happen. The people will make sure that, Mama, now it's time for you to take your medication. So they get the care they need.
Whatever your take is, old age in good health is beautiful. After all, like they say, old age is not a death sentence. So let's help them reinvent their age.
If dyeing their hair makes them feel good, why not? Why not? Now, it was an atmosphere full of suspense, show of bravery, discipline, obsession for culture, and above all, dexterity at this year's Wasan Ruwa, an annual canoeing festival. It is also part of other sports staged by the Kabawa clan residing in Benin Kebbi, the Kebbi state capital. Ibrahim Dan Hamidu takes it from here.
Hair-raising scenes like these are the main attraction in this year's festival, well attended by the kith and kin of the Kabawa clan amidst pomp. The star event, canoe racing by the competitors, considered energy-sapping activity in every sense of the expression, entails canoeing for a distance of 5 kilometers stretch on the Bubol River, a tributary of the main river that connects Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Niger states. Then came another spectacle called Iontulu by the locals, where the contestants who are masters in the art of swimming does so for a stretch of approximately 100 meters with a pot on their heads. Any contestant whose pot falls off his head is eliminated. Then came Lalebe, a game where contestants plunge into the river searching for a fish with their bare hands. The first to make a catch is considered the winner, instantly attracting clappings and hailings by the spectators. Shaku, a game where the contestants stay underwater for as long as a contestant can endure, is another spectacle. The last of the contestants to come up is considered the winner. In a day like this, Kabawa, comprising the young and the old, are seen trooping to the venue to catch a glimpse of the once-in-a-year event. Umaru Magajin Umaru speaks on the Kabawa clan and history of the festival.
We have Kabawa that are fishermen and Kabawa that are farmers. These games by the riverside are old, dating back to the time of our grandparents when they were only into canoe racing. But as you can see today, different kinds of games have been introduced.
For the locals and visitors alike, the fun that comes with the spectacle is simply electrifying.
We live by the riverside, tributary of River Rima, throughout there. And our people are used to living by the water games and so on. So what we are trying to do is what we cooperate from Argungu Fishing Festival and other communities that have rivers. We introduce many more things in future, inshallah.
So I feel highly impressed because I always say the existence of any people is on the basis of their culture. And any attempt to change or to replace it is bound to fail. You want to know people, then you just go to their cultural etiquette. If we cannot preserve this culture, our kids and great-grandkids may not even know where we came from.
Just watch and see the next games. I assure you will be involved and participate.
We really had fun and are happy with this.
Winners in different categories of the contest were appreciated.
Tradition, very interesting. They have no certificates of formal or of higher formal education to flaunt, but the skills and craft they have acquired in 7 years of apprenticeship in boat building have made them responsible citizens, contributing to the economy of the nation. Oxbow Lake, a relaxation area in the Bayelsa state capital, Yenagoa, is gradually adding to the boat building industry, and it is driven by activities and initiatives of young men in the area. Anya Prezi will give us an insight.
Man, according to sociologists, is a product of his environment, which he intends influences. This sociological postulation finds credence in the occupational patterns of people in certain environments. Bayelsa State in particular, known for its predominantly aquatic environment, has as citizens build their occupations around the rivers and things connected to the maritime domain. For instance, canoes and boats are marine crafts required by the people to explore their maritime environment. These has naturally predisposed canoe carving and boat building as a lucrative occupation in Bayelsa State, particularly as most riverside communities can only be accessed by water, and fishing remains the major occupation of the people. NJ News crew was at Oxbow Lake and observed that a boat building industry is emerging at that flank of the capital city. Those at the forefront of this emerging industry are young men who did not have the privilege of formal training on boat building but acquired the skills through apprenticeship.
A man called Odoza is my master for this boat building. Through him I get the skill.
Like how many years did you work on that?
6 to 7 years. It's over 5 years now. I started work on my own. This one is inboard.
This skill, any IB, you must start with person. So myself too, I started with person before I got the skills.
If they know how to work, once they learn to how to do this work, when you're not doing the work well, you will see better money and you will enjoy the work. But the work, somehow they hard though.
So you are now seeing now we are doing the electrical work. I'm doing surface conduit. I like household services, conduit and the surface conduit. We have all those things. They are the same electrical.
These boat builders say they can take their craft to the next level.
I get the talent. If the money is there, if somebody can sponsor me, I can do this thing. I can take it to the next level to make it more beautiful and nice. Those love boat Bayelsa State has been using, we can do it in our own way.
As you are building boats, if your hand is not that much enough in the financial aspect, then you need government to help you. And this is the first time I have ever seen NTA coming out to interview even boat builders.
The reality of the emerging boat building industry at Oxbow Lake and other parts of Bayelsa is a confirmation and affirmation of the raw talents that abound in the state, waiting to be developed and harnessed in the maritime sector of the economy of the state and Nigeria at large.
Great skills, art and crafts, including making of boats, age-long tradition for people in Bayelsa State, and it's time to explore opportunities in that area. Every expectant family looks forward to welcoming a healthy baby. However, for Mr. and Mrs. Amos Danjuma, their baby, Deborah, came with congenital disorder, which resulted in multiple disabilities. Blessing Dan Fulani was at the Masaka Karu local government area of Nasarawa State to investigate the plight of the parents and baby Deborah.
Mr. and Mrs. Amos and Jama were looking forward to welcoming a baby girl with excitement after 3 boys. However, their joy was short-lived as their baby was born with multiple disabilities of jointed fingers with no toes. As at the time NTA News crew visited the family in Masaka where they reside, Mr. Amos, who works with Abuja Electricity Distribution Company as a cleaner, had already gone to work. According to the mother, Mrs. Kezia Amos, her family and that of her husband have no history of congenital disorder.
When I'm pregnant, I'm taking my drugs and I go to antenatal and I go scan. Then they scan, then tell me that no problem. My baby, she's fine.
She further explained that baby Deborah had already undergone 2 corrective surgeries where the legs and one hand were partially corrected at Federal Medical Center Kefi, but they could not continue due to financial constraints.
Before, when I never born this girl, I'm selling firewood. When we can start this process, money not come there for her now. I need help for money so that we can take care of her and carry her, go finish the remain surgery.
Now she's at the age of maybe trying to start walking, but she cannot walk. She still crawl.
The only thing we pray for help. So since then, the dad and the mom have tried their best.
NTA News crew also visited Masaka Primary Health Care, where baby Deborah was born on the 21st of February 2021.
There are times situations like this happens that medically we can't really explain, but then we think we suspect it to be congenital malformation. That is from when the baby was formed, there was a problem with the chromosomes.
Meanwhile, a medical expert explains possible causes of congenital disorder.
I actually saw that there are features of syndactyly because the fingers are joined together. These things can occur under varieties of causes. It's better that the pregnant woman should attend antenatal care adequately, because antenatal care is a preventive public health tool that really should ensure that a healthy mother gives birth to a healthy baby.
The medical expert says there is hope for baby Deborah, as her case can be corrected through plastic surgery. For any financial support for baby Deborah, kindly contact News Department, NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Gurki, Abuja.
Deborah gets needed treatment and care so she can lead a normal life. Now, the feeling of love, devotion, and sense of attachment to one's country can be regarded as patriotism. This attachment can be a combination of feelings, language relating to one's own homeland, including ethnic, cultural, political, or historical aspects. Now, Momso Damian Dati set out to know how patriotic Nigerians are to their fatherland and in what aspects.
There are Nigerians willing to pay the ultimate price for the country, while some others are indifferent.
I don't want to say it's not worth dying for because it's patriotic to die for one's country, but I feel like no matter the amount of sacrifice I will sacrifice or another person will sacrifice, it might not be even noticeable.
Looking at the things happening now in Nigeria, everything, the cost of things and everything, Nigeria is no.
Loyalty and devotion to one's country in simple acts like paying taxes, voting and be voted for, respect for national symbols and currency, as well as allegiance and reciting the national anthem are crucial to its success.
Arising compatriots, Nigeria's call obey to serve our father's land, the nation of our.
I call obey to serve my country. Let me come again.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to
Professor Andrew Haruna, former Vice Chancellor, Federal University, Gashua, Yobe State, says there is need for value reorientation.
Is the love for one's country, devotion and sincerity to really make the country great. But if the things that happen inside the entity, the political entity in which you are born or raised, is counterproductive, is negative to your own capacity to develop as a human being, then automatically you will react negatively. So it is the way most Nigerians have been socialized. They have been made to think that they don't belong. They have been made to think that they are subhuman beings. To give you an example, my parents are very poor. They never had money to train me. Now with the taxpayers' money, I was made to understand that this money came from all Nigerians, from resources from all over the country. At the end of my first degree, I was trained abroad, lecturing in Europe. Now suddenly I left my job in Europe to come home because I was trained with the taxpayers' money. Well, unfortunately, I returned to Nigeria at the time when there was a strike like this during Babangida regime. And I was sacked. I was dismissed. Now, I had already been empowered with a degree. So what happens? Again, I was employed outside the country. I was patriotic by returning home. So for a single Nigerian to be patriotic, the country must be all-inclusive. The country must be run on fairness, justice, equity, provide welfare and security. Then the citizens will feel we have a stake so that these values should not be eroded.
Despite the odds, and no matter how far or wide one travels, there can only be one country to proudly call your own. And as the saying goes, east, west, north, or south, home is better. Think about it.
It's crucial to know that spirit of patriotism can unite and grow a nation. Very important. We'll take a break now. Newsline continues shortly.
Education tax, of which we do that on behalf of, the TED Fund. If you go to our tertiary institutions across the country, you will visibly see where taxpayers' money is working. The Federal Accounts and Allocations Committee, FRS provides over 60% of the monies that have been shared there, of which is what the state governors use, in doing their own businesses, providing infrastructure, paying salaries, in addition to their own internally generated revenue. So all these monies that we collect on behalf of these taxpayers are kind of a social contract between the government, the taxpayers, the tax users, and people even handling the taxes, the collection of the taxes.
One of the reasons why I started Munira, I wanted to make people feel good about what they were. I lost my dad in 2008.
The day when the man died, I don't want to remember. School fees called the adults. Please, no call go for me again.
My journey with MTN started in 2014. I remember the night I told my mom I had gotten the scholarship. It was midnight. I went to the room, I woke her up and I said, I've gotten a scholarship.
Oh, happy. Neighbor week.
The tagline for the YEDP program was Turn It Up. The funding has helped me turn my dream on. My ambition is to be successful, impacts lives, and generally just make people happy.
The Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), in collaboration with Havel Corporate Concept, presents Beyond the Debate, a series for all the 18 presidential candidates in the 2023 general elections to present their manifestos and visions to the Nigerian public as a social contract. Beyond the Debate will broadcast live on the network service of the NTA and stream on YouTube and other social media platforms beginning from 10th November 2022. The publicly signed manifestos by the candidates will be uploaded on this portal, www.summitofpoliticalparties.org. For further inquiries, please contact Dr. Badanga 08033173488, Howard 08033121022.
You and your hair go through a lot. The heat, rain, chaos. It's a non-stop war against total breakdown. But just like you, your hair can stay strong no matter what. Mega Growth Break-Free Daily Leave-In Strengthener for all hair types is infused with a unique blend of natural oils and conditioning protein that helps protect your hair. Mega Growth Break-Free, your daily defense against breakage.
As I dey look Naija, I dey see land of opportunity where they ginger me with confirmed collabos. My dream of plenty food for we community don set. My collabo with European Union don elevate my business, no be small. No more wastage, and only supply of ogbonge food we dey produce for we community. As I look Naija, I see country where person dream fit come true.
Fighter from Niger, 60 years of comfort. Quality is fighter, Quality is fighter, fighter for sure. It's fighter, take you for the joy. Memories of comfort.
Vitafoam is proudly Nigerian and constantly support Nigerians with consistent quality product for comfort and well-being. With Vitafoam, you don't just sleep. We give you the comfort that gets you recharged. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Welcome back. We'll start this